Growing up at home, we were a big family. And we always have relations coming by. We had cousins, we had friends, we had neighbors, name it. And so Mama always had a little bit extra every time, just in case somebody else needed it. And as I've grown up, I've realized I've actually picked that up. But I live in a very small place with a small family. I don't really have big family as my mama did. And so every time I always tell myself, you can always get one more pair of shoe, because that can be a summer one, that can be a winter one. You can always get an extra coat, an extra this, an extra that. And before you realize, you end up really piling a lot of stuff that you don't need. Recently, I went through my closet, and I was wondering, how did I end up buying this, getting that, getting the other? And I thought it's a high time, Claire, that we began to do some decluttering, because we can't detox and reset with clutter around. And so today, on this day of our challenge, this is day 7, what we are inviting ourselves to do is just go into our physical space and do some decluttering. So you might want to go into your physical space and check, maybe if it's clothes that you haven't worn in more than 6 months or maybe a year, ask yourself, do I really need them? And if the answer is no, just get rid of them. It might look so difficult and you might find it may be hard because you're like, I spend money buying this. Fair enough. But then you don't want to really continue to reset. You can't reset and continue to have a life of freedom, moving around and doing stuff like that, if in your heart and in your mind is full of just stuff around. And so one of the things that I would like to invite us today to do is just go through stuff that you think it doesn't serve you anymore. It might be in your office. You have papers that maybe your students wrote, or something that you've just held on for a long time and is not serving you the purpose. Today is the day of telling yourself goodbye to that thing. I know it will not take one day to get rid of clutter, but if you decide to start decluttering and maybe just have that principle every so often, going through stuff and going through things around your home, things around your house, the things that you do not need, and you say to yourself, I don't need this, Claire is going to the bin, or is going to charity, or wherever that you need to do with that, or I'm going to give it to someone else, because at the end of the day, giving is better than receiving. And so when you're holding on to stuff, you're kind of becoming full and not allowing yourself room to receive new. So it's a time for us to get rid of the old to make room for the new. And that can only happen when we physically go into the spaces and places around us and just put those clutter back into order. I hope you have a clutter-free day, enjoying decluttering. It may feel a little bit difficult and thinking about the pounds, the shillings, the money that you spend and invested in it, but sometimes you have got to let go to enjoy the freedom that comes with decluttering. Have a great day.